Hello and welcome to vlog week 1 of my final major piece project. So this week was obviously an introduction to the FMP. We got given assignment 1, which is mainly experimenting with different practical skills that we can interpret into our final major piece. We got given this booklet at the start of the week, and there is a mini brief that we have to complete next Friday. So this brief, we basically had to pick 5 different artists that we like the style of their product. So I chose a music video. This might not be what I intend to do for my final major project because I haven't come up with my final idea yet. So I went with music videos because music videos techniques can be put into short films as well. Music videos just tend to use techniques in their editing a lot more than film editors do. So I chose to focus my research on music video techniques. So I looked at different music video production companies for a lot of pop artists that I listen to. I looked at Ariana Grande's music video, I looked at Anne Marie's music video where they used a split scene effect, so it looked like she was talking to herself, and it really went into context with her music that she was talking about. With this mini brief, we have to practice the practical skills that we find successful in other people's work, and we have to interpret this into our own work. So throughout this assignment, we will already have covered a lot of our practical skills in the grading matrix for our final major piece. For the final deliverable of this assignment is to come up with a 1 to 3 minute video interpreting the practical skills I have learned. So at the beginning of this week, I received the assignment and I started looking into researchers. Wednesday, I started my showreel video and I picked out the little piece of the music video that I liked the most. I also stated what technique the production company used on that music video. After I had done the showreel, I started experimenting with my own work, so I used footage from previous projects like Bumble and the live brief with the Adidas. My first experiment was experimenting with the split scene effect. So for this, I positioned my phone up on a stable cabinet so it didn't move. I positioned myself on the right hand of the screen like what I'm doing now, and I filmed myself opening up a book, talking to the left hand side, and once I finished that, I had redone the video and sat on the left hand side of the screen and then spoke every now and again to the right side. So when I put this together, it looked like I had 2 people that was me that looked the same and they were talking to each other. My second experiment was experimenting with the old-fashioned style effect. So for this, I used my footage that I used my Bumble project, and I looked on YouTube on how to reach the vintage effect on the footage. To do this, you have to play around with the RGB balance and you need to use the wave warp to create a static look in the footage. On Friday, I completed my 3rd experiment, which was experimenting with slow motion and time mapping. The footage I am using for experiment 3 belongs to a company I am currently doing work experience with. I filmed a music video with them and they've kindly said that I can use their footage for this mini assignment to help me experiment with different techniques using music video footage. So I concentrated on using slow motion and colour correct. This makes the footage look cinematic. This week I learned how to play around with the colours, saturation and make it look cinematic. I also learned how to create old-fashioned style effect onto my footage. So if I wanted my final piece to be based around the past and set in a different year, I would use this, make it look like the footage was from olden days. I think this week it would have been even better if I researched more than 5 different techniques, because I could definitely include more than 5 techniques into my work. This week was the first week of the final major project. I think after receiving this mini brief, I am on track as I have got a production timetable and schedule at the back, which helps me stay on track with what I'm doing with day-to-day targets. I am worried about my final major piece as I don't have a solid idea yet, but I have got many weeks to come up with idea generations and research into different things that I could do. So first week of FMP I think has gone really well, so thank you for listening.